Hello, Redeemer. Good to see you guys. I am excited to make an announcement about us coming back into service this week. This has been something we've been waiting for the last 2 to 3 months. We've all been eager to do this, and we are just really eager to see one another. So I'm excited to have this opportunity to just share a few announcements with you, a few things with you in regards to coming back into service on Sunday morning. Just first thing I want to do is I want to share just one verse from Scripture, from 1 John chapter 3, verse 11. It says this: "For this is the message that you have heard from the beginning, that we should love one another." And I think this is our longing desire, is to just come together and to just love on one another with the love of Christ, to be around one another, to hear one another, to pray for one another. There have been so many things that have been going on in personally, in society, just within your own family unit, all sorts of tensions. There's people who are hurting, suffering. There are good things that have even happened. And so I think what we need more than anything is just the physical presence of Christ followers coming together just to encourage one another, to build each other up, and to love on one another. And so I'm just praying and asking that be your motivation for coming together this Sunday. So we, as the leadership of Redeemer, we are taking the ordinances that have been given out by the city of Springfield. We're going to take those seriously. And so we want to honor those. And so we want to ask you to honor that as well. Our leadership, when you come in on Sunday morning, do not be offended if we do not extend our hand for a handshake or greet you with a hug or even a holy kiss. But we want you to just be aware that we're going to do the best we can to make sure that we still practice, safe social distancing. We all have a variety of opinions and understanding about this, but we want to be unified as we approach this. First is we are going to have 2 services. We are not going to have the 10 a.m. We are going to have a 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. service. The city has asked, based on square footage that we and our occupancy hold, that we only go up to 25% occupancy. So this is the reason that we have gone to 2 services. This allows us the opportunity, as best we can, to have all of our people come and gather together, but to do it under the social distance guidelines. So you'll notice attached to this video is also maybe a link or a document on how you can RSVP for either the 9 or the 11 a.m. service. We are going this route to start off to try to do the best we can to make sure that we're not overcrowded in one service or the other. So I'm going to ask you to make sure to fill up the 9 a.m. slot before the 11 a.m. slot is taken, just for this reason. There are going to be people who don't see this video, who don't see the RSVP form, maybe people in the community who come and that are wanting to be at a service. They may show up at our regular scheduled time at 10 a.m. But as you know, at 10 a.m. we'll be in the middle of a service. So we will be able to then push them to the 11 a.m. service. So if there's any service that we are maxed out on, we would prefer it to be the 9 a.m. so we can move people also then to the 11 a.m. service. So please fill out the RSVP form. You need to make sure and add all of your children, your whole family in there so we can have an appropriate number. When you come, as far as parking goes, we need to fill up the back parking lot. We would love for families to be parking back there, especially families with kids. We don't want kids running across Broadway Avenue. There's, people fly up and down that road. We would hate for someone to get hurt. So if you could, let's have families park and fill up that parking lot in the back. And then, of course, we can park all along Broadway. And remember, there is a bus stop in front of the building, but on the weekends it does not operate. So you can actually park in that whole area, even though it says do not park. You will not get ticketed, okay? The doors that we will be entering through, we're going to enter through the same doors we have been entering through, the double doors. And then as people go down to service, when you guys leave for service, you'll leave out that single door that is down by the gym. So that's going to just kind of help us with the flow of traffic, try to help maintain social distancing as well. Our plan is to first fill up the gym, Okay, we're going to set up the gym, and we're going to keep everything as clean as we can, and fill it up first. And then if we need to, we can then use the Fairbanks coffee room and then the classroom right next to it as 2 overflow rooms. So we have a plan just in case there is a large number of people that show up. Speaking of the Fairbanks Coffee Shop will be open during our service. Redeemer Church is going to cover the bill just for regular coffee. Any specialty coffee, you guys are going to have to pick up that tab on your own. Childcare. We will not have any childcare during this time. This is going to be something we're going to slowly pray through and consider as the weeks and months go on. Just at this point, we're not going to do that. The playground, we normally have maybe someone in security kind of supervising the playground, but we will not have anybody supervising the playground. You are welcome to take your family out there to play on the playground. That is not a problem, but it's at your own risk, if you will. The service, in some ways, will feel normal, but we are going to run really lean and mean. Very, very simple. We will not have communion right now. We want to do communion, but we have to figure out what is the best way to do that moving forward, and we're just not ready for that yet. We'll be singing a few songs, very simple songs, songs that are memorable and easy to sing, and we are going to be just preaching the word and praying together. And so then we'll be out. So this can be very, very simple. If you are sick, if you are experiencing symptoms, potential symptoms of COVID, we would just ask that you please refrain from coming to service. We don't want you to feel pressured to have to come out. So please refrain from doing that. If maybe you don't have the symptoms, but yet you're still uneasy with coming, please don't feel pressure to come. Please stay back until you feel at ease and comfortable with coming out. We would love to see you, but we just want you to also be safe. At the same time, we don't want you to feel like you're just kind of left out of the body. If you need a pastor or somebody to talk to or pray with, please reach out to one of us pastors. We would love to come visit you at your home, pray for you, whatever would be best for you, and to care for you as well. That is all that we have for the announcements regarding this week. So please, again, RSVP, right? Fill that out, and be aware that we are having service at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. And the last thing I want to say is we are going to take this 1 week at a time.